Hello and welcome to the Professional Development Unit Induction, which will briefly summarise the purpose and scope of our unit activities. The aim of King Saud University's preparatory year programme is to provide quality educational opportunities for our students, and in so doing help fulfil its vision and mission statement as written here. Focusing on the English Language Skills Department, otherwise known as the ELSD, of the preparatory year programme, we see that a fundamental aim is to ensure that our students are prepared for the rigours of university education, particularly with respect to English language proficiency before they embark upon their degree programmes. As teachers, we make a significant difference to the future prospects of our students, and therefore your input is critical to their success. With this in mind, the PD unit's purpose is twofold. Firstly, given the high-stakes nature of this programme, as we've previously alluded to, it is critical that all students are afforded high-quality teaching. The PD unit has been established to ensure this happens. Secondly, we all know the importance of our own continuous professional development, and thus we create, organise and offer professional development opportunities for the ELSD staff on all campuses. Our unit is structured in the following way. A manager leads the unit from the male campus. Under him are a small group of coordinators based on each campus who are supported by teams of lead teachers. Now let's move on to discuss the PD unit activities. Our activities combine the two areas of evaluation and development. Starting with evaluation, we have formal observations, buzz observations, and complaint-related observations. Moving on to development, we have weekly workshops, PD week, peer observations, and mentoring. Let's take a closer look at the evaluation-based activities, starting with formal observations. This kind of observation is essentially designed to assess the quality of teaching in the classroom. They are relatively detailed in nature, use a specific set of assessment criteria, and take place once a semester. They are conducted as a means of ensuring that high-quality teaching practices are being utilised in our classrooms across all campuses, and also provide teaching staff with the opportunity to develop or fine-tune their skills. The specific assessment criteria cover the following four areas: lesson planning, instruction, classroom management, and teacher and students. All the assessed observation documents, including the evaluation form with the criteria, are posted on the portal. Let's just briefly discuss the process. As seen here, it is essentially comprised of 4 steps. First of all, your observer will contact you to arrange a meeting before your observation. Please note that you will know the date of your observation in advance. In your pre-observation meeting, you and your observer will discuss your lesson aims, lesson plan, materials, and any anticipated problems. Your observer may make suggestions which you could choose to incorporate. Following this is your lesson observation, in which your observer will quietly observe your lesson for approximately 1 hour and will evaluate your teaching performance based on the established assessment criteria. And finally, there is a post-observation meeting, which usually takes place 1 or 2 days after your observation. During this meeting, you'll be given the opportunity to discuss your own evaluation of your lesson and will also receive your observer's constructive feedback along with your assessed observation score. Another type of evaluative activity that is conducted are buzz observations. To clarify, the focus of the buzz observation is not intended to assess quality of teaching. This is the focus of your formal observation. Rather, it is to ensure that teaching is taking place and that certain administrative requirements are being met. For example, student attendance and lesson planning. These observations are very brief and unannounced. They are frequent and ongoing, taking place between 2 and 4 times per semester, and use a very quick, simple check form. These observations are done to ensure that all teaching staff are following classroom policies. Focusing on the criteria, keep in mind that they are based on what any professional teacher would naturally do as part of his or her daily teaching routine, which include the following: attendance, lesson planning, materials, instructions, classroom management, education technology, and dress code. The buzz observation forms outlining the specific criteria can also be found on the portal. The buzz observation procedure is very simple. A member of management enters your class unannounced, retrieves your register and lesson plan, and quietly sits in the back, performing the simple check within about 10 minutes. No direct feedback is given unless there is a concern, in which case you'll be notified via the portal within 48 hours of the buzz observation. The final evaluative activity that the PD unit is responsible for is conducting complaint-related observations. Students may lodge official complaints against teachers with the Student Affairs unit. These observations are done in order to determine the validity of these complaints, and as such, they take the form of unannounced extended observations. The resulting observation may be classified as invalid, partially valid, or valid. In the case of partially valid or valid complaints, teachers may be required to go on a PD plan, which is designed to support areas the teachers may be struggling with. The PD plan often entails peer observations, lesson planning, reading materials, and feedback from members of the PD team. So that covers the evaluation side of things. Now let's proceed to discuss the developmental aspect of the PD unit activities. First, let's start with weekly workshops. Our weekly workshops are opportunities for both participants and presenters to share skills. Topics are varied and relevant to meet the needs and interests of our teachers. Weekly workshops are advertised and can be registered for on the portal. You should aim to attend a minimum of 3 workshops per semester. Do keep in mind that they are scheduled in such a way to allow all teaching staff to attend. The majority of presenters are teaching staff, and so, if you're interested in presenting a workshop, you can submit a proposal form to the PD unit and we will support you as necessary. The pinnacle of the academic year for the Professional Development Unit is our annual PD Week. The teaching profession is, of course, one that requires continuous reflection on practices and self-development. Our PD Week aims to provide opportunities which allow for such reflection and development in a stimulating, collaborative and relaxing atmosphere. PD Week activities include plenary sessions featuring external speakers and workshops featuring both internal and external presenters. This is also an opportunity for the Dean and Chair to address the English Language Skills Department. In addition, there are plenty of team building and recreational activities blended into each day's programme, which are intended to keep both the mental and physical energy flowing. Workshop presenters, volunteers and competition winners are awarded certificates and/or prizes at the end of the week. PD Week is held during a non-teaching week and attendance of all ELSD staff is mandatory. Peer observations are another developmental activity the PD unit organises, whereby you can observe your fellow teaching staff. As mentioned earlier, while they form part of a PD plan, they are also encouraged for all staff and are available on request. Simply contact your PD team. It's a great opportunity to learn from our colleagues. Regardless of our experience, we can all benefit from reinvigorating our teaching practices and can glean some new ideas, which again is why we encourage all staff to think about doing peer observations. Lastly, we have our mentoring programme. The goal is to help new teachers integrate into the ELSD by covering administrative procedures and teaching codes of practice. Your mentor is there to support you. To reflect on end of semester and end of year achievements, the ELSD has an appraisal system, which is essentially a review and an assessment of performance that resonates with their mission, vision and goals. The academic year is comprised of 2 semesters. The PD unit awards 2 separate scores per semester, one for your formal observation and one for your workshop attendance. Your workshop attendance score can be bolstered through optional PD contributions, such as attending additional PD workshops, delivering workshops, participating as a mentor, and/or through other significant contributions. As we have seen, the PD unit organises a range of activities designed to support you. In order to facilitate these, a vital tool is the ELSD portal. This is an interactive website in which you can access your personal records, as well as retrieve information on each of our units, courses, activities, and educational materials. Regarding the PD unit activities, you can do the following. You can check your observation schedule, register for PD workshops and check your attendance, access PD documents, see your observation scores, access any buzz observation concerns or praise notes from the PD unit, and raise tickets for queries or complaints. So we hope you've enjoyed our presentation covering all aspects of our unit. Do remember that the PD unit is here to support you and help you succeed in the programme. Thank you for listening and we wish you a successful year.